In this problem, I am going to redo a test of significance for the population mean mu when sigma is unknown. This problem was previously done, but in the previous problem we computed the test statistic by hand and we calculated the p-value using a t-table or t-chart. In this problem I will show you how to use the TI calculator to do a one sample t-test. As a reminder, let's just quickly read the problem. According to the United States Census Bureau's American Community Survey, the national average commute time to work is 24.3 minutes. The CEO of a large company believes that the average commute time for her employees is greater than the national average. The CEO selects a simple random sample of 40 employees. The sample mean commute time for these 40 employees is 25.6 minutes, and the sample standard deviation was 8.5 minutes. We used a test of significance to test the CEO's claim at the 0.05 significance level. Let's just go through the steps. These steps you would have to do whether you use the calculator or the t-table. You first identify the population parameter of interest. It is mu, which equals the mean commute time of all company employees. We use a one sample t-test when we want to test a claim about the population mean and the population standard deviation is unknown. The two things that need to be met are simple random sample and x bar being approximately normal. Both those conditions are satisfied in our problem. The null hypothesis is that the mean commute time for all employees is 24.3 minutes compared to the alternative that mu is greater than 24.3 minutes. And the one sample t-test, our test statistic is a t-test statistic, and it is given by x bar minus mu naught divided by the standard error of our estimate. We fill in the values that we know. X bar is 25.6, mu naught is 24.3, the sample standard deviation is 8.5, and the sample size is 40. We are going to let the calculator calculate this test statistic for us, but we do know that the distribution of our test statistic will be a t-distribution with n-1 or t-distribution with 39 degrees of freedom in this problem. So let's go to the calculator. On the calculator, we want to go to Stat and over to Tests. We want to do a one sample t-test, which is number 2. Entering number 2 brings us to the t-test screen. We do not have the data in the calculator. We know the sample statistics instead, so we will use stats. Mu naught is 24.3. X bar is 25.6 minutes. The sample standard deviation was 8.5 minutes. Our sample size was 40, and our alternative was a one-sided alternative with mu greater than mu naught. Now let's go down to draw. We want draw because the calculator will draw the sampling distribution of our test statistic for us. So let's go ahead and calculate the p-value and the sampling distribution of our test statistic. The shaded portion in the graph is the p-value. The area under the curve that is shaded represents the p-value, and we see that in this problem the p-value equals 0.17. It gives us the t-test statistic of 0.97. So let's put that into the value for the test statistic. T is 0.97. Even when you have the calculator sketch the sampling distribution for you, you must also include a sampling distribution yourself. Here we have the sampling distribution. We have the p-value shaded. We do need to indicate what the test statistic is. This value is 0.97, and we are comparing it with a t-distribution with 39 degrees of freedom. This shaded region is our p-value. The The p-value is the probability that a t-distribution with 39 degrees of freedom is greater than our test statistic, which we found from the calculator was 0.97, and the calculator also told us that that p-value was 0.17. The last thing we need to do to finish this problem is to write an English statement. The English statement is, because p, let's change that, we know what the p-value is, because p equals 0.17, p is greater than 0.05 or our alpha level. That means we will fail to reject the null hypothesis that the mean commute time for all company employees is 24.3 minutes. So, if you want to do a one-sample t-test, you can do it on your calculator by going to Stats, over to Tests, and using the t-test on your calculator. The calculator will calculate the test statistic for you, and it will calculate the p-value for you. And that completes this problem.